Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Pammy and on here I'm reviewing all things clean beauty. So thank you so much for tuning in with me today. I have such a cool video prepared for you guys. I actually was looking through my entire collection and I picked up the new summer releases. Well, summer releases, I mean everything that was kind of launched in the past 3 months. So I just put everything together and I was like, you know what, I really want to show my audience these new releases because there were quite a few in clean beauty. I mean, you know, this year was a little bit slower with the entire production and all of that, so we didn't see as many releases as per usual, but that's fine, you know. I've got some really interesting new clean beauty releases for you guys today. I have some Lawless beauty, I've got some new Fitglow stuff, I have the new Kosas Mascara, I got some ILIA things, and I have the new Kjaer Weis highlighter and a couple of other products. So I am really excited to be showing you these products today. Also, you guys, if you enjoy clean beauty and you want to be part of my community, I would absolutely love to have you here. You just have to hit that subscribe button. You can also ring the bell to stay notified about my upcoming videos. And if you enjoyed this video at any point, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. That would be very much appreciated. So I just want to say that all the products in my video are cruelty free. Most of them are vegan as well. I think there's just 1 or 2 products that are not vegan because they contain beeswax, but everything else is completely vegan and of course cruelty free. So without no further ado, let's just go barefaced and let's play around with this new makeup. So you guys, I am barefaced right now and ready to start priming my face. Now before we start the application, I just wanted to say that I did not pick up a newly released primer. There was actually a primer by Lawless Beauty that came out recently and I did not pick it up just because this does contain a lot of lavender and I am not really good with that ingredient. My skin doesn't really like it, so I didn't pick that product up, although I love Lawless as a brand and I will have some Lawless products in this video. But yeah, for primer, we're just gonna use my trusted ILIA True Skin Radiant Priming Serum because I really love this and this is my favorite primer. So we're just going to prime the face today with something that isn't newly released, but the next step is going to be a new release. So yeah, I'm just going to put my hair back and apply the primer. So if you're new to my channel, you might not know this, but this is actually one of my very favorite primers in clean beauty because this one is just so nice. It has this really serum-y sort of texture. It's going to sink into the skin and actually leave like a little bit of a tacky film. So the foundation or whatever base you're putting on is actually going on so much better. And I really like it. It gives some radiance to the skin as well without it being glowy or shiny or anything like that. So I've been truly enjoying this product. So let's move on to a concealer that has been released recently. So this is the Kjaer Weis concealer and this retails for $38. The thing about Kjaer Weis is that they offer a lot of refills. They have very sustainable packaging. Now this concealer retails for $38. The refill of this concealer comes at $30, so this is actually a concealer that you can refill. So I have been trying this out over the past weeks and I have to say I really don't like this product. Unfortunately, this is nothing that I would recommend. I was very disappointed when I received this because I was actually really excited to try it out. Now, this was just such a failed product to me because the consistency of this concealer, it is kind of weird, you know. It's so dry on my under eye. I cannot for the life of me blend this out. It creased on me upon application. It also doesn't offer much coverage, and honestly I was a little bit weirded out when I looked at the ingredients because usually Kjaer Weis has some very decent ingredients apart from the comment situation because they are very unvegan, let's put it that way, and unvegetarian. This concealer is also not vegan because it does contain beeswax. Basically, I did not really appreciate the fact that they also added a fragrance to this concealer. Usually they don't have any like fragrance in their products, so I just thought it was really odd to put fragrance in a concealer, especially knowing that, you know, sometimes concealers are used to spot conceal. So if you put that on your spots, you might just, you know, aggravate your skin even more if you have sensitive skin. I just thought it was super strange. So I really don't appreciate that. Also, this concealer really doesn't smell good, so I don't understand why they would add this fragrance if the fragrance doesn't even smell nice. It just doesn't make any sense to me, you know? Also, another thing is that this doe foot applicator barely picks up any product. I'm still gonna put it on today just to show you guys, so I'm gonna put it under my foundation because I don't even trust it going on top of my foundation. That's how bad it is. And I will not put this on my under eye area because it just doesn't look good. Now, the concealer was released in 12 shades. I picked up the shade F120, so I think that's their second lightest shade. I mean, I do appreciate the fact that this comes with a refillable option, and I do appreciate the fact that this is actually a glass packaging. It is just extremely heavy for a concealer, you know. If you want a concealer and you want to travel with this, I mean, this is very, very, very heavy duty. So yeah, we're just gonna put it on my spots and try and blend it out somehow. So you guys, as you can see, this concealer did not cover up much. I can still see all my redness poking through here. And also on my nose, I do have a little bit more surface dryness because of that mask rubbing against it. And I've got to say, I mean, it clings on to every dry spot that you have on your face. So if you have dry skin, you won't like this. I have this weird combination skin that also doesn't like it. So I even think if you have combination skin, this might really not work for you. It's just such an ugly finish, you know, it just doesn't look flattering at all. And I don't know why I would need this product in my life at all. So there are so many other good concealers in Clean Beauty, and this is just not one of them. So that being said, let's move on to the foundation. So for foundation today, I unfortunately could not pick up a foundation that was newly released. I know that there was the release by AXA Beauty. I think it's the brand carried at Credo. I asked them if they would offer international shipping. They don't at this moment, so I could not get my hands on it. Then Sephora has released a clean foundation, and I'm so intrigued by this. But you guys, here in Europe, Sephora doesn't have the Clean Beauty section, so unfortunately this was also not available where I live, and Sephora.com does not do international shipping, so I cannot show you any of these new foundation releases, although I really, really wanted to, so apologies about that, but I have something very different for you, and I think you're gonna like it. So one of the questions that people ask me the most is, what is your favorite Clean Beauty foundation? Now I kind of held back on the answer a little bit because there are a couple of foundations that I still need to try, and I feel like with foundations you really wanna try them over a longer period of time before saying this is my favorite foundation. But you guys, I found a foundation and I'm so impressed by it. So the foundation I'm about to show you is not a newly released foundation. I'm not sure when it was released, but the company is very, very young. I feel like they've been around since 2018, if I'm not saying anything silly. Now, because I wasn't able to pick up any of these newly released foundations, I really wanted to fill in the gap with something very, very special. And today I kind of feel very confident to tell you that this might just be my very favorite foundation that I've ever tried. Since the very first time that I tried this foundation, I have been putting this on my skin off camera every single day because I love it so, so much. So this is the Beauty Care Natural Second Skin Color Match Foundation, and this retails for $35. You guys, this foundation is everything that I ever wanted in my life. Now this is very, very lightweight. It's almost like a serum foundation. It gives me amazing coverage. It has the most beautiful skin-like finish, and it's just so buildable, so flexible. It doesn't transfer. You can set this with powder, you know, and it just has the best wear time ever. I was so blown away that I actually got myself an affiliate code, so you guys can actually get some percentage off your purchase if you decide to maybe try this out. So I'm gonna put that affiliate code in my description box. So I only have 2 affiliate codes. I have an affiliate code with Aether, and I got myself an affiliate code with this brand because I really just want to support this brand. This brand is so amazing, and I feel like they need to be in the spotlight much more. They are truly good. If you look at these ingredients, they are so pure. They are very clean, and it's just so surprising that the performance of this formulation seems to be so spot on. It works so well on my skin. Also, another thing, you guys, this foundation does not contain any coconut ingredients. So if you struggle with coconut sensitivity, this does not contain any coconut oil, any capric, triglyceride stuff, you know, like any derived coconut ingredients. There's none of them in here. This is actually an aloe-based foundation, and then the second ingredient is water, followed by glycerin, rice powder, and we have candelia wax, squalane, shea butter. We also have oregano, we have olive leaf extract. Also, this has a bunch of organic ingredients, so it's not just clean, it's also organic. So this is truly the winner of clean beauty to me. I think this foundation only comes in 9 shades, so bear in mind they are a very small company, and hopefully they'll be able to actually expand their shade range one day. I really hope so, so that more people could get access to this amazing product. So this is the foundation. I have it in the shade 1, which is their second lightest shade. This comes in this beautiful glass packaging with a dropper like that. So the way I like to do this is I actually like to layer this foundation. So I'm going to give this a very good shake, and then I'm going to take a couple of drops and just put it on my makeup palette, because this is a very runny formula. This does not accentuate any dryness. If anything, it actually hydrates your skin. So I'm going to take literally a little bit of this, and I'm just going to try and fill this up, just because I need a little bit more coverage. So here you go, that's how much I used. I can't really tilt it that much because it's gonna run, but you can see how much I'm using. So the way I like to apply this is actually with a brush, and then afterwards I like to go in with a sponge and take the excess a little bit off. So that's what we're gonna do. So let's apply this beautiful foundation. This is with only 1.5 layers of the foundation, and this gives me so much coverage. It is so pretty. You can tell that this is a little bit dewy in the beginning, but it has the nicest dry down. It won't stay like that. It just looks like this initially, but I'm gonna layer it up a little bit just to show you how buildable this formula is, because I still have a little bit here on my palette. It looks pretty good right now, but you know, I just don't want to waste the product, so I'm just gonna put a little bit more where I need a little bit more coverage usually. Now, I wouldn't suggest to actually apply this with a sponge solely. I think the brush does a pretty good job. However, because this formula is so lightweight and actually very hydrating, it will streak. So what I would suggest is just to take the sponge and actually press the product in. It will also help to get rid a little bit of the dewiness, just a little bit. So it's just gonna adapt to your skin a little bit more, and it's gonna remove a little bit of the excess that you have on your skin. I mean, the finish of this foundation is so incredible. It just looks like skin, and it's so beautiful. The dry down, the texture, the feel on my skin. You know, this is so lightweight. I cannot tell that I'm wearing anything on my skin. And I think this is just, every time I apply this foundation, I am blown away by it, because just look at it. It's so pretty. It has covered up everything, made my skin look just so smooth. I think this is a really good foundation if you also have dry skin, because it will hydrate your skin. It won't cling on to any dry patches, and that's a really big plus. So if you have oily skin, I think this will work too. Just powder it down, lock it in. This won't break up on you. I mean, I do have combination skin, so I get really oily around here, especially around this part of my face, like my entire T-zone basically. And this foundation stayed on my skin. It did not break up on me. It didn't look oily, nothing. So I just love it because it really feels like a second skin. So you guys, if you have any more questions about this foundation, do drop me a comment, because I would be happy to help you a little bit if you do have any questions. And yeah, I can only recommend this foundation. It's truly amazing. My foundation is on. I feel like I do want to put something on my under eye area though, so I'm just going to grab another concealer just to put a little bit on here. I'm not sure what I'm going to use. Let me check. It's definitely not going to be a new release. I decided to quickly grab my 100% Pure Long Last Concealer. I mean, this is not a new release. It's just a concealer that actually works for my under eye area. So I'm just going to put that on just to get a little bit a brightening effect around here, because I really can't use that Kjaer Weis under my under eye. It's just way too dry. So we're going to use this because I know this is not dry. So basically I used 100% pure one for my under eye area, and then for my upper eye I used the Lila B Virtuous Veil Concealer and Eye Primer. I love this. This is an amazing eye primer. I really like this. So that's that. So let's move on to a new setting powder. Now I got myself the Fitglow Beauty Vita Set and Perfect Powder, and this retails for $49. Now you guys, I actually did not intend to pick up this product, but I did, and it's an interesting one. I have to say I am not the biggest fan of this packaging system, to be honest with you. This is a refillable powder, so you can actually, if you see, the powder is in this compartment down here, so you can actually unscrew this and refill your powder, and the powder refill comes at $34. I don't really like the brush this comes with. To get the product out, you have to put it upside down and then literally pull this up like that, and then you'll see that this brush is filling up in the middle with product. I don't know. I just think this is a great travel option, but you know, I wish I had this option to actually get a different packaging with this powder, you know, because I kind of prefer having it in a locking sieve than just a normal kind of thing like this 14E powder right here. I just prefer that sort of delivery system. I'm not a big fan of this brush and then just having to do all that and having no control about actually how much product is in the brush. I wish Fitglow would come out with a different sort of option instead of just having this. I don't know, it's just not my cup of tea. Anyway, this is a powder without cornstarch, so if you don't like cornstarch, there is no cornstarch in this. It's a nice setting powder. I was actually surprised by it. It's nothing too overwhelming. It really just sets your makeup. It's not gonna blur like the ILIA one does. This is just a very simple, very puristic powder. Now Fitglow is always a little bit overpriced in general, but their products have like really high quality. So, but you can tell the foundation has dried down and it just has this beautiful sort of finish, you know. My concealer is definitely a little bit more luminous than the foundation. So yeah, I'm just gonna go over my entire face with this powder. Let's see if I've got enough product in here. Oh yeah. Ugh. It's just, I just don't like this. Another thing I don't like about this brush is the fact that if I would want to wash this, I can't even, because of this thing here, this plastic thing, I can't even really reach the bottom of the brush. I don't know. I'm just not a big fan. Maybe there's a way to literally unscrew all of this and take this apart. I would have to have a look, but in general, I'm not the biggest fan because the product really disperses itself in the middle and it's just so hard to get this powder evenly dispersed. Anyway, I feel like my face is all set. One thing this powder really does set your makeup though. By the way, I have this in the shade Translucent. So I think they have also pigmented options if you want some color in your powder. Now this really doesn't interfere with the foundation at all. I just don't like the brush because I feel like this brush actually picks up my foundation sometimes. So I feel like if you don't like this packaging, you could only just buy the refill option, which is also much cheaper, and you can just transfer that into an empty powder container of your choice. So my base is on, so let's move on to the fun part. Let's move on to my complexion products. So let's start off with a new release bronzer. I feel like there weren't many bronzers that were released this summer, but there was one that really triggered my interest. So this is the Balm Bronzilla bronzer, and this retails for $17. My friend Maud was so kind to send this over to me. Thank you so much for sending this to me because I wasn't able to get a hold of it. So thank you so much. It's so appreciated. Now the Balm is actually a conventional brand, but they actually released a clean beauty bronzer. And I think they also released a blush palette, but however, there's carmine in this, so I did not want to try that at all. But this is the bronzer. Now I have never put this on my face. I swatched it, but I haven't tried it out yet because this literally arrived yesterday in the mail. What is really cool about this is that this entire packaging is actually recyclable. It's made out of paper. So this does contain organic jojoba oil, organic grapeseed oil, organic rosemary oil, and sunflower-derived antioxidant vitamin E. It's super pigmented. Oh, okay, super pigmented. It's free from talc, synthetic binders, dimethicone, PTFE, and parabens. I also have both of their other bronzers, actually. They're non-clean bronzers. So I also have this Take Home the Bronze. This is the shade Oliver. This is their lightest shade. It's like an anti-orange bronzer. So this actually does contain dimethicone and a couple of other ingredients that are not in the clean formula. And this is their Bahama Mama bronzer. So these are all the shades that they are offering. So the not clean bronzers do come with a little mirror. They still have this paper packaging, but this one doesn't have a mirror because the mirror is very hard to recycle. This is a really nice contouring shade, and this is such a beautiful bronzer if you have fair skin. So this is the Take Home the Bronze. As you can see, this is the fairest one. This has a slight, almost like pinky undertone, a cool tone. This is the Bahama Mama. This has a very sort of more of a mocha, chocolatey, neutral sort of undertone. This is really nice to contour with. I really like this. And this is the Bronzilla one that we're gonna apply today. I feel like this is the warmest out of all of them. This one is very neutral, this one too, more even so cool toned, whereas this one is really a little bit more warm toned. So I cannot wait to actually try this out. I'm actually going to go in very sparingly. Let's try this Bronzilla bronzer. Okay, so first impressions, right? I do think this is not that pigmented. This is not super pigmented that you have to tap it off. Actually, I had to dip the brush back in to actually get a little bit more color to make it a little bit more intense. I like it. It's a nice formula. I don't think it's my favorite bronzer though, just because it is just a tiny bit patchy maybe, but it still looks nice, you know. I actually think this is a pretty nice wearable bronzing shade. It's a really nice tone. The formulation is not the creamiest or like, you know, the buttery powder. It's a little bit more of a drier powder. The pigmentation is perfect, so you can build it up, you can work with it, you can blend it out. yeah, so really nice product for a very small price as well. On another note, before we move on, I actually wanted to have mentioned that you guys, Fitglow Beauty actually released the Ready Set Glow palette. This is the palette that I showed you in my Fitglow Full Face Part 2. This was actually sent to me as a gift with an order. So I think it was for their birthday, and they gave this out for their birthday, and they were like, no, we're not releasing this, it's just the birthday edition. And everyone was like, we want this to be part of the permanent collection. So Fitglow actually listened to the people and they made this available. So if you want to see this palette in action, I will link my Fitglow Beauty video below in the description box. I really wanted to have mentioned that you can get this palette now on fitglowbeauty.com, which is so cool, and I'm so glad that they did, because I really like this bronzing shade. As you can tell, I've been really liking this, and their highlighter is really good too. The setting powder I'm not the biggest fan of, and the setting powder is not my favorite one. I think their other powder that I just showed you is a little bit better. It's a little bit of a yellow sort of setting powder, maybe more of a correcting powder than anything else. Anyway, so let's move on to blush. I think it was around end June when Lawless actually released 7 blush shades. So far they've never carried any blushes, and you guys have to understand I really like this brand. I'm a huge fan of them, and I really love their bronzer. Their bronzer is so good. So when I saw that Lawless came out with blushes, I was immediately intrigued, because you guys know I am trying to start loving blushes, getting into them, and I had so much fun with these blushes. Now, they released 7 shades, and you guys, I actually got them all. So I'm gonna insert some swatches here so you can see all the different shades that Lawless released. So there are 5 blushes with a matte finish and 2 blushes with a little bit of a sheen. I think it's the shade Phoenix and the shade, I can't remember the other shade. They did not just release 7 blush shades, they also released a blush brush. Now I got myself this brush because I love the shape of this brush, and I did not have a brush like this. So this is the brush. It is amazing. Now the quality of this brush is just fantastic. It's so beautiful. It's just such a nice blush brush. So I think I'm going to use 2 shades today. I'm going to use both of my favorite shades. I'm going to use my very favorite shade, Indian Summer. I love this shade. It's so pretty. It looks almost like movie pink in here, but it comes up on the skin almost like more reddish. It's really interesting. And then I love also the shade Vintage Love. Oh my gosh, this is a little bit more of a dustier pink sort of shade. It's so super stunning, and I feel like both of them complement each other so well. Such a nice color combo. So that's what we're gonna put on my face right now. So I'm gonna start off with the shade Indian Summer, and I'm just dipping in a little bit, and then I'm just tapping it off on my hand slightly. So as you can see, the shade Indian Summer looks so pretty. I really love this color. It's so nice. So I'm just going to use a little bit of the shade Vintage Love more onto the apples of my cheek. I kind of left that area out a little bit because I wanted to go in with this shade. So the blush is applied. I really love the combo of these 2 shades. This looks so stunning, and I will definitely show you guys also all these other shades in different videos because they're so amazing. I really love it. Also, you guys, I completely forgot to mention that so far all of my products were vegan apart from the Kjaer Weis concealer in the beginning. That one contains beeswax, but everything else is vegan. So my face is blushed up. I've got some color back on my face. So let's add some highlight. Now for the highlight, we're gonna go back to the brand Kjaer Weis. Kjaer Weis recently came out with a powder highlighter. Now they released 2 different shades, and this is a vegan formula. Now this is the Kjaer Weis powder highlighter, and this retails for $58. Before you guys think this is super expensive, which it actually is, I just want to have mentioned that the iconic packaging edition, the metal one, actually retails for $58. The one I have is the red edition, and that one retails for $44, because basically this is their newest sort of packaging option. It's like this paper packaging, right? And you can refill this 2 to 3 times. I don't know why they say that you can only refill this 2 to 3 times. I feel like you could refill this as many times as you want, unless this packaging goes completely flimsy or something. So the refill actually retails for $36. Now, I wasn't keen on actually buying the iconic packaging. I have some of Kjaer Weis's products that come in that packaging, and it's super heavy. And I think this is such a better option because it is very lightweight, and I don't really need a super heavy packaging. I actually prefer it if my products are lightweight. So this is a really nice option that they are offering this other sort of packaging. Basically, this is the shade Beam. They also have another shade. This is more of like a pearly champagne highlighter. The other shade seems to be more of a rose gold tone. Now, I've been trying this out for a while. I really enjoy it. So this does not have any sort of like chunky glitter particles in it. It's more of a pearl finish, more of a glowy finish, but it gives you a nice highlighting punch. It's also vegan, which is so rare because their bronzer, their powder bronzer, contains carmine. So I'm so happy that Kjaer Weis actually decided to make this formula vegan and more accessible for more people. So yeah, let's highlight my face. It looks very natural, very glowy, but still it gives you a good punch of highlighting, and I actually really like this powder. That is my complexion done. I feel like this looks really stunning. All these products combined together, I feel like this is so pretty, especially this highlighter. I mean, the highlighter is so nice. I really have been enjoying it. So yeah, you guys, I don't have any new brow products, so I'm gonna just quickly do that off camera, and then I'll be back with an eyeshadow palette. I just filled in my brows with my good old Eco Brow Pencil and with my Hourglass Brow Volumizing Fiber Gel. I love this one. So I don't think that there was a new eyeshadow palette release in Clean Beauty this summer. I mean, let me know if I'm wrong, but I don't know about any eyeshadows that launched this summer. So I saw something online, you guys, and I knew the second I saw this palette, I needed it. Now, mind you, this is not a clean formula. This is not branded as clean. However, I thought this was an okay formula. You know, there was no talc in this eyeshadow palette. It is by an independent brand, and it's actually vegan and cruelty free. So I thought I would just give it a go, and I'm so happy I picked this up. So this is the Tiny Marvels eyeshadow palette by Mel Thompson and Sydney Grace, and this retails for $52. Now, I don't know if you know Mel Thompson, but Mel Thompson is actually a YouTuber, and she collaborated with Sydney Grace to create this beautiful eyeshadow palette. This beautiful packaging, the art on this palette, it looks so stunning. The theme of this palette is all kind of like insects and bugs. I'm not the biggest fan of bugs, but I'm a huge fan of this artwork. And when you open up the palette, it is so pretty. Oh my gosh, you guys, just have a look at that beautiful color story. That is incredible. So there is a good amount of matte shades, there is a good amount of more shimmer shades. I mean, this is so beautiful, you guys. I always wanted a palette with this color story. I'm also going to insert some swatches so you can see all the shades. Now today I kind of feel like I want to dive in a little bit more into this side of the palette. Also considering the lip color I want to wear, I feel like that is more appropriate. So yeah, so let's actually start applying the eyeshadow. So I'm going to use this shade as a transition shade, the shade Love Bug. So there's a little bit of kickback, but nothing too bad. Actually, it's not too bad at all. Let's take this into my crease. Okay, so the shade Love Bug is applied. I feel like these shades blend out so well and they are so buildable. They have such a beautiful soft texture to them as well. So let's move on actually with the color Bugaboo. This one right here. I'm gonna build this up on my outer crease a little bit, maybe try and do a little bit of a V situation here. And yeah, intensify my crease with that shade. I'm going to take the shade Jewel B just a little bit and dust it over the crease because I do want to brighten this up just a little bit. Okay, all I wanted this to do was actually just to cool it down a little bit. I did not want this to be the dominant color, but I just wanted to blend it in with these other colors. I'm actually going to use my Pacifica skin toned eyeliner just in my waterline. I actually want to take the shade Spider and drag that down my lower lash line. Let's move on with my lids and let's actually add a little bit of shimmer. I definitely do want to go into the shade Firebuds. This is such a beautiful sort of green golden shade. I honestly love this. So I'm going to use that all over my lids. We are almost done with this look. Now I do want to highlight my brow bone and my inner corners. And for that I'm going to go into the first shade, into the shade Web. Now this is such a beautiful, beautiful, icy, shimmery shade. I love it. My eyeshadow look is done, complete. I feel like this is a color story that, you know, I've never seen before and I love it. And yeah, so I am so happy with the way this look turned out. I really do enjoy it. So yeah, let's move on to the next step. Let's move on to mascara. So I tried out the Rowan Beauty Cake Mascara. I think this retails for $28. Oh my gosh, I love this mascara. This mascara is so fantastic. I'm gonna have it in a different video. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna put it on in today's video because for today, I do have a different mascara and I think you guys might be very interested in that one. So I got myself the Kosas, the Big Clean Mascara, and this retails for $26. So let's talk about the new mascara that they have recently launched. So I have tried this out about a good 5 times so far off camera, and I mean, I love what this mascara does to my eyelashes. I just don't like how it wears over the day. So my biggest problem with this mascara was when I put it on my lower lashes, it did transfer, it did smudge, and at the end of the day I was black, like literally stained under my eyes, and that is a no-go for me, because I need a mascara that does not transfer. And I do have some mascaras that don't do that. I mean, the Honest Beauty one does not do that at all. But this, I mean, I love everything. I love this packaging. It's a really heavy sort of metal packaging. I love everything else about this mascara. The way this makes my lashes look, amazing. It's not clumpy. It's a really nice formula. I really wish this would have worked, but every time I applied this, it smudged. So after a couple of hours, I'm just gonna have mascara, stains, and I don't really like that. It is not flaky though. It's not clumpy. It's actually a really nice buildable mascara. It's just the wear time did not work for me. So, well, that being said, I'm still gonna apply it today so you guys can see how it actually looks. So I'm gonna use, where's my lash curler? I found my lash curler, so I'm gonna curl my lashes and then I'm gonna apply it. Now the applicator is a little bit bended. It does have a curve and it's quite a big applicator, and it actually picks up a lot of mascara products. And sometimes I really like to just get a little bit off the bristles, because otherwise it's a little bit too much. So I mean, you guys, this is such a pretty mascara. If you can tell how this is crazy lengthening and volumizing, it really gives you a really nice curl as well. It's so pretty. I mean, I love how this looks. And I also applied it down here. I've got to say it's a little bit hard though to apply this with this massive brush, onto your lower lashes. It's a little bit harder than, the upper lashes. But in general, I love the effect. This is such a great mascara. And if it wouldn't smudge, this would actually be one of my favorite ones. But unfortunately, I know that in a couple of hours, I'm gonna look like I cried or something. And I just don't really appreciate that much. So yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful mascara. Maybe it's not going to do that for you. Maybe you'll have a different experience with it. So my eyes are done. So let's move on to the last step. Let's move on to my lips. I actually have the new ILIA release, the new lip balms by ILIA. So this is the ILIA Balmy Gloss Tinted Lip Oil, and this retails for $26. They released 6 shades. I have been trying out this balmy gloss for a couple of weeks actually. I've been really enjoying it. I just think the formula is very, very thin. So it's nothing like the Fitglow one. So if you want more of a thick, cushiony sort of lip gloss, you'll be better off with the Fitglow ones. This actually does stain the lip to a certain degree. It's very lightweight, but it will wear off after a couple of hours. I felt like this wasn't on my lips for hours on end. I picked up the shade Linger because that was just such a beautiful sort of mauvey pink, and I did not have a lip gloss in that color, so I'm just gonna apply that to my lips. I feel like this formula is really, really nice. However, it's so lightweight and it moves around a little bit. So, I feel like it's not the best lip gloss formula I've ever tried. I kind of prefer the Rowan ones. I prefer Lawless. I also prefer the Lila B one. But it's nice, it's like for the days where you don't want a high shine sort of lip gloss, because this is definitely not high shine. It's a little bit shiny, but not over the top. I feel like it looks super natural actually, and I really like this color. If you like that type of lip product, I think you would love this because it's actually nice. It just doesn't have the longest wear time. So you guys, this is my finished look. I have to say I really liked how this all turned out, and yeah, most of these makeup releases were really, really awesome. I mean, I've been enjoying quite a lot of them. So yeah, it was actually really fun playing around with some new launches. So please do let me know also in the comments below if you have tried any of these products that I was playing around with in this video, or if you have tried something else that I wasn't aware of that was launched. I would be really curious to know. Also, if you liked this video and if you enjoyed the look, please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. That would be, of course, very much appreciated. And also, you guys, if you have not joined the Clean Beauty family on here, you just have to hit that subscribe button. That would mean so much to me to have you on here on my channel. And if you want to stay up to date on my channel as well, you just have to hit the bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. And yeah, I shall be seeing you on here very soon with a couple of very interesting reviews. So please stay tuned. Take care. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.